Hello and welcome to Dingoes Ate My Podcast. I'm Paul.
I'm Dave.
And I'm Justin.
This week we're talking about the episode Bad Eggs. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry about this.
Fine.
This episode originally aired January 12th, 1998. Our first episode in 1998.
Yeah.
Neat.
The episode originally attracted 6.5 million viewers.
A lot of people watched it.
More than last time. We're up 400,000 from the last episode.
Yeah.
Amazing. Didn't think the last episode would have brought in more people, but guess it
Well, last episode they had John Ritter, who was a big, the biggest guest star they'd ever had. So that could have pulled people in.
No.
And I mean, they brought John Ritter in to get more people to watch, and it was also an easy way because the show is primarily aimed at a certain demographic, being about 15 to, let's say, 25. This, having John Ritter is an easy way to get their parents to watch too.
Oh, that's true.
Okay.
And he might keep some of them around.
I feel very sorry for them that this had to be the episode they came into.
Just you wait. The plot for this episode. Buffy and her mother Joyce are shopping at the mall when Buffy notices a vampire leading a girl into a closed arcade. Buffy fights off the vampire, who is later found to be a semi-notorious vampire named Lyle, who travels with his brother Tector.
I did not catch that, and it makes sense, but still... Really?
Yes, his name is Tector. Tector, sorry. At school the next day, Cordelia and Xander make out in a closet despite the fact that they both continue to bicker and agree that they do not want a relationship. In health class, the teacher, Mr. Whitmore...
into SEX.
Mr. Whitmore asks the students to pair off to take care of an egg. That night, Buffy's egg breaks open and this little, spider, creepy
Spider
thing...
hand thingy?
Yes, I don't know what to call it.
I don't know.
Emerges. The next morning when she wakes up, the egg is back to normal. Back at the library, Giles comments on how both Buffy and Willow appear to be very tired and sluggish, both passing it off as a bad night's sleep. That night, a security guard enters the school basement and finds a large hole in the wall, only to be knocked unconscious by Mr. Whitmore. Arriving home, Buffy sees her egg hatching. Suddenly, a creature emerges and attempts to attach itself to her body. Buffy finally manages to stab it with a pair of scissors before phoning Willow to warn her. Willow assures Buffy that she is fine, but her egg has already hatched. The next day, a creature is seen to have attached itself to Willow's back. Xander has hard-boiled his egg and decides to eat it, only to find a dead creature inside.
Yeah.
He boiled his young. The Scooby Gang proceed to the science lab to dissect the creature. However, Cordelia's egg hatches and the creature attaches to her, instructing her to knock Buffy unconscious, while Willow hits Xander over the head with a microscope. They drag Buffy and Xander to a closet while joining a large group of students who pick up tools and head to the basement. Joyce arrives at the library to pick up Buffy. However, she instead encounters Giles, who places a creature on her back. They both then go into the basement. Buffy and Xander regain consciousness to find the two unhatched eggs in the closet. Buffy smashes them before they go to the library. Buffy finds a book describing the creatures who attach themselves and then control the host. Under the instructions of the mother Bezoar, they follow a student into the basement and through the hole. They find the host group digging up the mother Bezoar creature thingy.
Yeah.
Buffy decides to kill the Bezoar, however Lyle and Tector arrive and attack Buffy. The fight eventually ends up in the working pit, where Willow orders the others to kill them. While fending off the host, Tector is grabbed by a tentacle and eaten by the Bezoar, which is the weirdest word ever to say.
Yeah.
Buffy is also seized by a tentacle, but she managed to grab a pickaxe, which she uses to kill the Bezoar from the inside out, thus killing the creatures and freeing the hosts and scaring Lyle away, off to cause trouble another day.
Yeah.
Because he will be back.
Oh, joy. Why is it that always the bad people have to come back in these sorts of things? First Ethan, and now this guy supposedly.
Okay, first, Ethan is fantastic.
Ethan is good, but Ethan just loves to cause trouble.
Good.
He's such a scamp.
I don't think scamp is the proper word, but
I think
okay.
it is.
To Paul, it is.
And Lyle is... He's perfect. He's perfect for this show.
So, from last episode we discussed about this, I questioned how a topic of bad eggs and cowboy vampire would bloody work in this case, but surprisingly enough, it wasn't anything too confusing. It was kind of a case of they had two concepts and they decided to smush them together.
Yeah, because neither's a full episode.
Yeah, true, with that sort of stuff.
I like how they also just kind of watch as, like, Buffy and Angel just make out or just kiss each other.
It's like, why don't we go and take them out now? It's like, we gotta watch, though. Make sure that we have a good chance to strike. Well, we can strike now!
Yeah, no shit. Why aren't you attacking now? Shut up, phone.
God damn it, Justin.
Sorry.
Anyway, let's talk a little bit about what happens in this episode.
Indeed.
So Buffy and Joyce are at the mall, and Joyce gives Buffy this receipt to go to, I forget the name of the store, to pick up a dress for her, and she's like, do now, make fun of your mother later.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, so Buffy wants to buy this dress, and Joyce is like, but it makes you look like a streetwalker, and Buffy's like, yes, but a thin streetwalker.
That makes it all better.
I just love that. So Buffy sees this girl about to get killed by the vampire, and she gets distracted. And she goes back to where Joyce is at the food court, and Joyce is like, let me guess, you were distracted by a boy. Buffy's like, well, technically.
Well, technically.
Well, yeah, technically.
Yeah. Well, meeting up with the guy, just how she handled the situation with the vampire was decently slick enough. Like, vampire was taking the girl on the date to take her down. Buffy shows up and is like, what are you doing here with this other girl?
It's
are
pretty
you
great.
cheating on me? But then she, intentionally ruined a pinball machine, and if I gave her heart kind of broke a little bit. It's like, no, the pinball machine, why?
I love Xander and Cordelia as a couple.
That's
it's
sort of
so
relationship.
funny.
As it kind of sits, I can understand it, and it makes decent enough sense. If it lasts for too much longer, though, it might start to get cringe within my eyes.
It's gonna last a little while.
Mostly it's just kind of like, fight, geese.
I love how we get to, like, their health class or whatever, and the teacher's like, how many of you here have whiled away many hours with, like, sexual fantasies? And Xander puts his hand up and he's like, that was a rhetorical question, Mr. Harris.
Not a poll.
Not a poll.
Ew.
Xander's like, oh, shit.
Meanwhile, like, Xander and Cordelia are basically trying to answer all the questions about,
The
Fighting
negative
each
effects
other.
of sticks.
like, about the consequences of,
Yeah.
sex.
Yeah, it's great. It's
And mostly
great.
just taking shots at one another.
Yeah.
And then, of course...
Willow answers honestly.
It's fantastic.
Oh, Buffy's reaction to the baby project.
To the end.
I'm a single mother?
I love Willow's like, my egg is Jewish.
Yes.
And this is the first time we actually have confirmation that Willow is Jewish.
Oh, okay.
I mean, we could have assumed it from her last name, but this is the first actual confirmation.
No.
I love Buffy's line, I killed my Gigapet.
But sitting on it.
Who remembers Gigapets? You remember Tamagotchis?
No, I remember Tamagotchi.
These were the cheap knockoff Tamagotchis.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Well, I guess I couldn't actually use it in the show, copyrights and whatnot, with that sort of thing, possibly.
Well, no, Gigapet would have been copyrighted too. But anyway.
Yeah.
I love how they go to the library and Giles is like, why do you all have eggs?
Well, after going through the whole process with Buffy having the saber egg from the book.
It's great. Buffy, when she goes to bed, she's like, good night, Egbert.
Of course they name it Egbert. So the scene after that, where we get the first indication that something's kind of fishy with the eggs, I first initially saw it as kind of a dream sequence.
Okay.
Where it has the scene with her falling asleep, and then it transitions to her still sleeping, and then the things happening with the egg. and there's just so perfect of a pinhole within there for the thing to come out. I was just sort of like, is this some sort of weird dream that she feels concerned about the egg and whatnot? But as soon as it kind of started to touch her, it's like, oh, this is actually a bad thing. Thank you so much, Hellmouth.
Though, did it actually do anything? Because, I mean...
Well, whatever... Okay, so initially, what we have to assume is that it does something that, like, zaps her energy. Because the next day, her and Willow are both really tired.
Since it is some type of a leech creature that connects itself to certain parts, I'm thinking that at that basic stage, it connects to the body and is able to sap energy from the host in that sort of sense, before it becomes a child form and is able to completely control the host.
Yeah. I love Buffy goes downstairs and she's like, did I ask for backseat mumming? It's just great. And then Joyce replies, wait till it starts dating.
Yes.
Okay, so Xander's in the library with his egg and he's like throwing it around.
Yeah.
Because he's a great parent and all that.
Yes.
And then it falls on the ground and then Willow's like, it didn't break. Why didn't it break?
Xander, what did you do?
You boiled your young?
I mean, good for him. He should have done that because
Xander's an idiot?
Well, he should have done it because it was a monster, not that anyone knew at the time.
But still, within most respects, he cheated.
Unless it was an actual egg. I mean, he even goes to try to eat it later.
I love Giles. Like, there's some Machiavellian brilliance to your scheme, and he's like, I resent that. Or appreciate it.
I mean, does Xander, really not care about his young? I mean,
Well, it's an egg.
I know it's an egg.
It's a school project.
Xander doesn't care about school projects.
Yeah.
Okay.
Despite being friends with Willow, he definitely does not have the same appreciation for school she does.
It's nice to know Xander likes to cook up his children and eat them later.
Well... Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway, I love. So, Angel and Buffy are out patrolling, and Angel has this great line. He's like, "It's not like I have an early day tomorrow."
Yes, their version of patrolling. The make-out fest. Take a sec. Okay, we're good. Back to the make-out.
Okay, so Angel at this point says that vampires are unable to have children.
Yes.
Oh
dear, is that going to be a point of contention
here?
Yes, there is. So, Angel is the only vampire to ever say this, and #spoiler warning, you've been given enough time, Angel will be the only vampire to ever have a child.
Oh my gosh, breaking the supposed chains of the things. How is that possible?
It will happen in the spin-off Angel. He has a son named Connor with another vampire.
Maybe he just never tried.
Are we going to be getting into some crazy interview with a vampire stuff?
You know what? I'm not going to try to explain it.
Yeah, it's probably best to wait and find out supposedly for myself later on.
See, when
it's also
and
really
a vampire love each other very much.
No, see, I'm not even going to try to explain it because it's too convoluted.
Yeah,
I'm sure it is.
We see Jonathan again in this episode.
Yes, we do. I'm not sure if it breaks the trend or just that it's sort of a point of he's used for displaying the situation or kind of helping the story move forward. But yeah, he kind of gets involved with the things, but doesn't get killed by it, thankfully enough.
Because Jonathan will be important later on.
Nah.
So, Buffy obviously ends up killing the big bad at the end, and one of the Gorge brothers, Tector, unfortunately the one with the best name, gets killed. But overall, what did you think of this episode?
Well, thankfully it wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be.
It was silly.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
It's about the best I can put it, really.
So, for the most part, I kind of think the concept of the two cowboy vampires probably honestly could have been matched a bit better with the other concept. It's kind of like, here's the one story of the thing that's happening, and here's the other side story, and then they come together, and it's kind of like, really? But on the whole, it wasn't anything terrible, but I can solidly say this is kind of a filler episode.
Yes, it is a filler episode, and we'll get into why that they put this episode here, at least why I think they put it here, and not the... We'll get into it.
So wait, is the Cowboy Vampire a filler villain then?
Well, Lyle will come back in Season 3.
Yeah, okay. But does that mean he's like a filler for Season 3?
Well,
he's not, like, the big bad of Season 3.
Well, no, I don't think big bad, but like...
At very
he's only
most,
in, like,
I'd
one
say,
episode.
Okay.
And maybe more.
At one point, I'd say maybe, like, mid-boss level.
Oh, no, he's not even like that.
Well, they do give him some sort of point of origin, since before becoming a vampire, he was one hell of a cowboy outlaw.
Yeah, no, he's more, like, second-level boss. He's not really much of a threat to Buffy, because he's just a vampire.
Bleh.
But he will come back.
Definitely not on the levels of Spike.
He's not on the same level as Spike, or Drusilla, or the Master, or anyone like that.
Bleh.
No, it's not... I'm not saying he's anywhere like a big bad or anything.
No, he's definitely not. So, what would you give this for a score out of 10?
Well, it wasn't anything tremendously terrible or horribly cringy. At very most, it's kind of at the mid-level for me. I'd give it a 5.
Okay. Justin?
I don't know. There was a lot of scenes with just Buffy and Angel just kind of kissing a whole lot. For some reason, this didn't make much sense to me. Why that was all they did.
It'll make sense in the next 2 episodes.
I'm sure. But, alright, I guess it'll make sense of it later, but immediately in this episode, I want to say just because of a whole lot of things that just didn't make sense or just weren't all that interesting, I'd give it a 5-ish.
Okay, I'm probably at around a 6. This isn't like a great episode, but I think it's entertaining enough.
It is a little bit, but it's weird.
Alrighty. International title time.
Oh dear.
Finnish, it translates to In the Grip of Evil.
I think there was... well, no, I guess in that one sense. Because technically from the actual evil, it only kind of gripped 2 things. Where all the kids did kind of all the gripping.
I kind of thought this was kind of more like an Alien spin-off. Like the eggs were actually like head crabs or something.
Yeah, you could definitely see an inspiration there.
Yeah, there's a little bit of that.
In French, it translates as surprise eggs.
Surprise egg.
And in German, it's just bad eggs.
It should be called Kinder Surprise, but then that would be kind of
Oh.
I hate you.
No.
And that's why they're banned in the US.
No.
Okay, so for music, there's 2 Mozart songs that are used.
Yes.
And there is a Letters to Cleo song, Cruel to Be Kind, that plays in this episode
yes.
as well. So, we're now going to have to talk about the next 2 episodes.
Okay.
Surprise and Innocence. These episodes aired January 19th and January 20th of 1998, respectively pulling in 7.6 and 7.9 million viewers, which is more than a million over what this episode did.
Okay.
Amazing.
Well...
These episodes were heavily promoted by the WB.
Okay.
Oh, that makes sense.
So, Surprise and Innocence are a 2-parter.
Okay.
Innocence, we will be revealing the big bad for the season. And a major plot twist will happen at the end of Surprise, beginning of Innocence. These are arguably 2 of the most important episodes in the series.
Oh.
As in, this series kind of becomes what it is after these couple of episodes from what it started out as?
These 2 episodes will lay the foundation that nobody in Buffy is safe. Nobody is safe.
Not even that one particular actor we mentioned?
Oh, he's fine.
Well, okay, certain people are obviously safe. Oh, no, actually, I was going to say they won't kill Buffy, but
Well,
they already done that.
They already did that.
But we're going to reveal the big bad, and do you know who the big bad is this season?
Not with this season,
Don't
no.
really. You said it was a character that has been, like, present.
Yes.
It's not Oz.
I wish it was Oz. Oz would make an amazing villain. Yeah, whatever. I'm gonna go play bass, guys.
I know a particular thing about Oz, but I'm not really sure he's like the big bad.
He is not the big bad. It is somebody else.
No, okay, but someone else that we've seen in a certain respect throughout the series thus far.
Yes.
But not as a villain, per se.
We haven't seen this character as a villain, no.
Alrighty.
I have to choose my words very carefully here.
Indeed.
The work you have to suffer through to keep this a secret.
That's all I'll ask for then, because I'm sure if I ask any more, I may get an idea who it is.
So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you each the opportunity to ask one question about these 2 episodes. Now, granted, certain things I will not answer if they are too spoilery.
Nah.
So I'm not going to tell you who the big bad's going to be.
Yeah, no, nothing obvious like that. But as it kind of sits with me, there's nothing that immediately comes to my mind that I want to ask about this. Not even from titles and supposed importance that these guys hold. At very most, I have a thought of some particular thing that might come from it, but I think it's better be left to me actually seeing the episodes and seeing what the heck's got to go on.
Okay, Justin, is there anything you want to ask?
So the next episode's title is...
Surprise.
Surprise, and then it's Innocence.
Yes.
So, from what I'm gathering, someone will die, right?
I guess that depends on how you define die.
Okay.
Because technically, someone will go away.
Alright.
Or be changed. But they won't be dead.
Oh, before I forget about this episode. Hello, witch person stuck in the trophy case!
Oh, yeah.
Oh, what?
There's... We see the trophy case in Sunnydale High.
Oh, yeah.
Where, what's her name?
That cheerleader.
Yeah.
The cheerleader witch got stuck. And when that came up, it's like, oh, we haven't seen you in a while. Hi, evil witch thing. Hope you're having fun in the statue. Okay, let's help
I
with
guess
the security
they should say hi to her every now and then. I mean, she might get bored.
Anyway, Justin,
That might be kind of insulting to her, though.
did you have anything you wanted to ask? Because I'm going to give you one piece of information after.
Okay. Something going to happen to Willow.
Nothing like catastrophic.
Okay, good enough.
Again, I have to be very careful about what I say here.
She is sweet and innocent, and don't you dare harm a hair on her head.
Oh, David, don't watch season 6.
I don't know what he means.
Because... Oh, David, don't watch season 6.
Well, I'm sure it gets to a certain point where I can somewhat care. Well, it will take care of itself until it gets to a certain point, but we'll have to see what happens.
Okay, so the only thing I'm going to tell you about Surprise and Innocence is these episodes revolve around Buffy's 17th birthday.
Oh no, there's some special significance for a Slayer being 17, isn't there?
Not particularly. Not particularly.
Oh dear God, it brings up the even worse thing then. Life.
Nope.
Ah, okay.
But we'll have to find out next time.
Yeah.
Because this is going to be good, and I can't wait to see your reaction to what happens.
On the next exciting episode.
Surprise. I've been Paul.
I've been Dave.
And I'm Justin.